I want you to think about the last time your child failed at something. Maybe they didn't make the team. Maybe they got a bad grade. Maybe they tried something hard. Something they really wanted, and it just didn't work out. And I want you to think about what you did next. Did you rush in? Did you reassure them immediately? Did you tell them it was fine, it didn't matter, they were amazing anyway, they would get it next time? If you did, I understand completely. Because that instinct comes from love. From not wanting to watch your child hurt. From wanting to be the person who makes it better. But what if making it better immediately was actually making something else worse? Japanese parents respond to their child's failure in a way that is almost the opposite of what most of us do instinctively. And the results, in terms of resilience, perseverance, and emotional strength, are extraordinary. It comes down to one concept that sits at the very core of Japanese childhood. Nana Korobi yaoki. Fall 7 times. Get up 8. This is not just a proverb in Japan. It is a lived philosophy. One that shapes how parents speak, how teachers teach, and how children understand their own relationship with difficulty from the very beginning of their lives. When a Japanese child fails, the first thing their parent does is nothing. Not cold nothing, not distant nothing, but a warm, quiet, intentional pause. A breath. A moment of simply being present without immediately trying to fix the feeling. Because Japanese parents understand something that takes most of us years to learn. The feeling of failure is not the enemy. The feeling of failure is information. It is the raw material of growth. And a child who is never allowed to fully feel it, who is always rescued from it too quickly, never gets the chance to discover what they are actually capable of on the other side of it. In Japan, this practice has a name. You already know it from an earlier conversation. Mimamoru. To watch over while protecting. To trust that your child has something inside them that difficulty can reach, if you give it the space to. But here is where Japanese parenting does something even more remarkable. After the pause, after the feeling has been allowed to exist, Japanese parents ask a question. Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "Don't worry, you'll do better next time." They ask, "What did you learn?" 4 words. Quiet. Genuine. Without judgment. And this question does something profound to a child's brain. It shifts the entire meaning of the failure. It moves the child from a passive victim of a bad outcome to an active learner inside an experience. It tells them, without ever saying it directly, that this moment has value. That what just happened was not wasted. That there is something here worth looking for. Psychologists call this a growth mindset. And decades of research from Stanford's Dr. Carol Dweck confirm what Japanese parents have known intuitively for generations. Children who are taught to extract meaning from failure, rather than simply recover from it, become adults who are measurably more resilient, more persistent, and more capable of handling the inevitable difficulties of a full human life. The question is not, did you succeed? The question is always, what did you learn? There is one last thing Japanese parents do when their child fails. And it is perhaps the most quietly powerful of all. They share their own failures. Openly. Honestly. Without shame. A Japanese parent will sit with their child after a hard moment and say, "I remember when I failed at something too. Here is what happened. Here is what I felt. Here is what I found on the other side." Not to minimize the child's pain. Not to make it about themselves, but to show the child, through lived, real, human experience, that failure is not the end of the story. It is just a chapter, one that every person they will ever admire has lived through too. Your child does not need a parent who never fails. They need a parent who shows them what it looks like to fail, and keep going anyway. So tonight, if your child is carrying something heavy, a disappointment, a loss, a moment that didn't go the way they hoped, try the pause first. Sit near them. Let the feeling be real. Then ask, gently, what did you learn? And if it feels right, tell them about a time you fell down too. Not to fix it, just to show them they are not alone in the falling. And that getting up, quiet, steady, one breath at a time, is the most human thing there is. Nana korobi yaoki. Fall 7 times. Get up 8. That is not just a Japanese saying. That is the whole story of every person who ever became someone worth becoming. If this reached you today, share it with a parent who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep exploring how the world's most thoughtful cultures are raising children who are grounded, resilient, and deeply alive, subscribe.